I used to think betrayal was something dramatic that only happened in movies, or between enemies, not between people who called each other brothers. But real betrayal, it creeps in quietly. It wears a familiar face. It sounds like someone saying, "Trust me, bro," while hiding a knife behind their back. And for me, that person was my best friend, Parav. We met during the first year of college. I was the quiet, focused type obsessed with design, coding, and building things from scratch. Arav was the opposite, confident, loud, charming, the kind of guy who could walk into a room and make everyone laugh within minutes. Somehow, we clicked instantly. He would drag me out of my comfort zone, and I would help him stay grounded. People used to say we were like two sides of the same coin. I believed that. I believed everything he said. And that blind faith later became the knife he used to cut me down. It all started with an idea, startup concept we wanted to build together. I created most of the designs, the website layout, the marketing plan, even the pitch deck. Arav handled the talking, networking, and social side of things. It felt fair, at least at the start. I spent countless nights working on the project, while he casually asked for updates and said, "Bro, this is going to change our lives." I laughed along, never doubting him for a second. Until one evening, while I was polishing a new prototype, I received a strange message from an unknown number. "Your friend isn't who you think he is. Check what he's doing behind your back." My heart tightened instantly. I stared at the message for a long minute, not knowing what to feel. Suspicion? Anger? Fear? No, mostly confusion. Why would someone send this? Who would even bother? I showed it to no one. I didn't reply. I simply put my phone aside, telling myself it was probably a prank, but the seed was planted. And once doubt enters your mind, it spreads like wildfire. The next day, Arav behaved completely normal, laughing, joking, teasing me about my messed up sleep cycle. But for the first time, I wasn't laughing with him. I found myself observing him. Why was he suddenly so interested in when my next design update would be ready? Why did he avoid talking about the investor meeting he promised to arrange? Why had he become overly protective of his phone? These small things, which I never noticed before, suddenly became loud signs. But I still didn't want to jump to conclusions. I was still holding on to the hope that my best friend wasn't a snake. That night, I did something I never thought I would do. I checked his social media activity, not his personal account, but the group pages, the community forums we both followed. I wasn't expecting to find anything major. But one group caught my eye: Business Builders Hub. It was a private community for young entrepreneurs. Arav had joined it months ago, but I never bothered to look into it. For some reason, I clicked on it. And that was the moment my world cracked open. Sitting right there, at the top of the page, was a post he had made just 2 weeks earlier. The title, "My Startup Vision," and below it was my design. My hands froze. My lungs forgot the concept of breathing. My sketch, my idea, my work presented by him, without my name anywhere. I scrolled down desperately. More posts. More designs. My prototypes. My diagrams. My market research. All of it claimed by him. He wrote paragraphs explaining his creative process, his strategies, and his long-term vision. People praised him. They called him brilliant. They asked him to share more. Some even said they wanted to invest in his idea. And he replied to them with confidence, saying he had been working day and night to create this project. I felt something heavy inside me, like a part of my chest had collapsed. But I forced myself to keep scrolling, even though every line felt like a punch. Then I reached a comment thread that changed everything. Someone asked him if he was working alone. Arav replied, "Yeah, mostly alone. I have a friend who helps with small tasks, but I handle the main strategy and creative direction. Small tasks? Me? The person who built every single part of the project from scratch? His words stabbed deeper than any insult could. But it didn't stop there. In another thread, he joked that I wasn't ambitious enough, that I was too soft and easy to manipulate. Those words were like acid. The person I trusted the most was tearing me down behind my back. And the worst part? He was doing it without guilt. I didn't sleep at all that night. I just sat on the floor, surrounded by my sketches and notes, staring at them like they suddenly belonged to a stranger. I kept asking myself why. Why would he do this? Was he jealous? Insecure? Did he always see me as someone he could exploit? I had no answers, only pain, and a quiet anger growing slowly inside me. The next week, Arav continued pretending nothing was wrong. He told me we should plan a big meeting soon, that some investors wanted to hear our pitch. I almost laughed. Our pitch? He was already pitching it behind my back. But I didn't confront him. Not yet. Instead, I gathered proof screenshots of every stolen post, every comment, every lie he told. I kept everything organized. I even downloaded a voice note he sent someone saying, "Don't worry, bro. Once funding comes, I'll handle things. He won't even realize when I take over." That voice note was the blade I needed. Then came the day he had been bragging about a grand pitch, meeting with mutual friends and 2 small investors. He said it was the opportunity that would change our lives. He didn't know that the only life that was about to change was his. When I walked into the meeting room, he greeted me with a big smile and a pat on the back. "Ready to see greatness, bro?" he said. I nodded, hiding every emotion behind a calm mask. He went up to present, and I watched quietly as he showcased my work, my plans, my years of effort, all wrapped in lies. The audience was impressed. They clapped. They praised him. If I had walked out at that moment, he would have become a fraud funded by my sweat. But I didn't walk out. When he finished speaking and the applause settled, I stood up slowly. The room fell silent. Arav looked confused. I walked forward and said, "Before anyone moves forward with this project, I need to share something important." His smile froze instantly. I placed my folder on the table and opened it. The first page showed his post where he claimed my design as his own. Everyone leaned in. I didn't have to say much. The screenshots, the chats, the voice notes, they exposed him better than any speech could. The room changed. The admiration in people's eyes turned into disgust. Someone said, "I can't believe you took credit for his work." Another whispered, "This is pathetic." Arav tried to speak, but his voice trembled. He had been stripped of the mask he wore for years.